You can't have Greek Easter without one of my popular recipes, and that's definitely this gorgeous Tsoureki here. Perfume with flavours such as Mastica and Mahelpi. This is the perfect Tsoureki recipe. I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. To start, we're going to activate our yeast. For me, a good indication when using dry instant yeast is to let it proof for about 20 minutes and allow it to start to bubble. This will give us a good indication that our dough is going to rise perfectly. Now, I've got 1/4 cup of water. I added 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast, and to that, I'm just going to add a little sprinkle of sugar just to get it started. Give that a little mix, and we'll wait about 20 minutes just so it bubbles up. So whilst our yeast is activating, we're going to go on with the next steps. I've got 1/3 cup of milk here. I'm just going to pop that into my slightly warm pot. 100 grams of caster sugar and 65 grams of butter. Straight into the pot on a medium heat. We don't want it to boil, we just want it to warm up so the butter can melt. Our butter, sugar and milk mixture has melted, and we're just going to pop it into a jar over here so it can cool. Then we can add our yeast mixture to it. We don't want to add the yeast mixture to it just yet. It's still a bit too hot. We don't want to kill off any of the yeast that's been activating. So we'll wait a little while longer. Whilst our mixture is cooling, I'm just going to prep the mastica for our tsoureki. Now, you can't have tsoureki without mastica and mahlepi, but let me talk to you about mastica a little bit first. It's a really unique resin, only from the island of Chios, and it offers such a distinct flavour to the tsoureki. So 2 little droplets of resin there, and to encourage it to turn into a powder, I'm just going to sprinkle in a little bit of sugar to help it grind. I'm using my yaya's mortar and pestle here. She recently gifted it to me. I've grinded the mastica down to a nice powdery texture, and you can see the sugar has really helped to make it as fine as possible. Mastica is really unique. It's not widely available everywhere, but if you do need to find it to make this recipe, you can find it in any Greek deli or Mediterranean supermarket. Our mastica is ready, and now our mixture has cooled. We can go ahead and add the yeast straight in. Along with that, we're going to crack in 2 eggs. And give that a good whisk. Onto the dry ingredients now. I've got 500 grams of plain flour. That's just going to go straight into my bowl here. The zest of 1 orange, straight in. The flavours of mastica and orange are really exceptional and are very classic together, especially in tsoureki. The last ingredient we're going to add to our bowl is mahlepi. Now, mahlepi is also very unique. It actually comes from the pip of a cherry. Not only will it impart a really unique flavour such as almond and cherry, but it will help to enhance the mastica and the orange zest. And of course, in with our grinded mastica. I've just attached the dough hook, and now I'm going to give it a bit of a stir. But just know you can do this entire process by hand. I've done it multiple times and it always gives an amazing result. I've just got it on level 1 to incorporate all those dry ingredients, specifically the mahlepi and the mastica. Now I'm going to increase the speed and slowly stream in our mixture. Mixture's in, let's go a bit faster. So as you can see, our dough has formed and it has a little bit of a soft touch to it. But what I want to do is, for an additional 3 minutes, I'm just going to continue to mix it so it can knead a little bit in the machine. Then we'll do a little bit by hand. So the machine's kneaded it a little bit. Let's take it out. Grab everything out of the bowl. It will be a little bit sticky. This is normal and that's what we want. Pop it over here. I'm just going to move my machine across. Now our dough is ready to knead for a few minutes. I'm just going to add a little bit of an extra sprinkle of flour to it because it does feel a little bit sticky. So just a little sprinkle. And we'll knead our dough for about 5 minutes. Using our hands really helps us to understand the consistency of the dough. We're looking for a really soft texture, and once we press our finger into it, it'll bounce right back, and we're actually almost there. Just a little longer. And now our dough is ready for the first proofing. All we need to do is pop it into a nice bowl and just cover it with a tea towel. I'm using my Tsoureki tea towel with this specific recipe that I love getting out during Easter time. This is going to sit and sleep for about 1 hour until it doubles or even triples in size. So our dough is rested now, and I can actually tell it's risen really nicely. It absolutely looks amazing. So this dough has been proofing for about 2 hours, and the amount of time that it will take will probably depend on the temperature and humidity in your home, but it's best to keep it in a nice dry and warm place. Now we're ready to tip our dough out onto our work surface. You can see just how stringy that dough has become, and that is exactly what we need when making tsoureki. Just tip it out onto our surface, make sure we get everything out of the bowl. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be gentle with the dough. I don't want to knead it. We've got such nice stringy texture here, and that is really what the signature texture is within a perfect tsoureki. So I'm just going to slowly roll and stretch out the dough and then cut it into thirds so we can plait it. Rolling and stretching out. I've got my dough cutter here. You can use a knife. I'm just going to cut this piece evenly into thirds and then we can plait it. And just grab each piece and stretch it out even more whilst rolling out as well. So you could even pull the dough if you wanted to. We've got that stringy texture in there and we really want to enhance it. This one's done, and now we can continue with the remaining pieces. So we've got our 3 pieces rolled out nicely, and now it's time to plait them. I'm going to go for the classic plated loaf. It's my favorite design. But if you've got some red eggs available, you could also incorporate them into your tsoureki. And now all that's left to do is to create our plait design, and that's simply by bringing each edge piece to the middle of the plait. Like so, the edge piece coming to the middle, and then when we get to the end, we just tuck it under to keep it secure. And now I'm going to flip and do the remainder. That looks absolutely beautiful now. I'm just going to transfer it very carefully onto my lined baking tray. And I'm just going to let it proof for the second time. It will double in size, probably about an hour, but it really does depend on temperature. Just leave it on your workbench and we'll be back in about an hour. Our tsoureki has finished proofing for the second time, and you can see just how much it's risen. And this is a great indication that it's going to be super light and fluffy inside. Our next step is to give it a little bit of an egg wash. I've got just 1 egg here with a little bit of water, and I'm going to paint it all over the tsoureki. Our very voluptuous tsoureki. The egg wash is going to give it a nice gloss when it bakes, and it's going to help our flaked almonds stick as well. Now that we've got our egg wash on, we're going to place some nice flaked almonds over the top, and they'll stick to that egg wash that we've painted on. And we're ready to bake now. I can tell it's going to be an amazing tsoureki. It's nice and big. It's going to get a nice deep golden color from that egg wash. And I can't wait to show you what it's going to look like when we cut into it. Our tsoureki has cooled down now, and I just want to show you how amazing it looks on the inside just by ripping it open just like this, just so we can see the fluffiness and the stringy texture that tsoureki is known for. It's an absolute delicious recipe. Just look how soft that is. Super soft. Perfect.